Peter just gets the worst of it here. He gets tossed into some random abandoned building, gets a pumpkin bomb to the fucking face, then proceeds to get his shit rocked by the goblin. If you were to ask someone 25 years ago who were the faces of Marvel, you might be surprised to find out that it wasn't Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor. It was actually Wolverine, the Hulk, and Spider-Man. Before the MCU graced our movie theaters, these three were at the top when it came to the most popular characters in Marvel. And you'd probably be even more surprised to find out the MCU didn't even start the whole superhero subgenre. Yeah, it's what made superhero movies come out every year ever since Iron Man in 2008. But the ones that really kicked it off were Superman, Batman, Blade, the X-Men, and Spider-Man. Obviously there were more than just those, but we don't have to mention all of them right now. Now, I will talk about all their movies in the future, but in honor of Spider-Man Brand New Day coming out in about 2 weeks, I decided to talk about all the live-action Spider-Man movies leading up to Brand New Day. I'll be talking about the Tobey Maguire trilogy, the Andrew Garfield duology, and the Tom Holland trilogy. I will talk about the Spider-Verse movies eventually, but seeing how Beyond the Spider-Verse is coming out in just less than a year, I think it'd be more appropriate that I talk about them whenever that movie's coming out. I'm sure you understand.
We do not care.
The Tobey Maguire movies are always praised on, and for good reason too. These movies are absolute classics. They really make you feel like you're watching a comic book come to life, due to the direction from Sam Raimi, the whole vibe and tones of the movies, and the way the characters are written. Well, most of them anyway, but I'm gonna get to that. Like, there are so many reasons why so many people, including me, love them so much, and I'm gonna get into why I love them. Now, I'm not gonna lie, and you can't either, but these movies definitely have flaws. But obviously as a kid, you don't really notice or really care about the flaws. But now that it's been over 20 years since those movies come out, and there have been multiple other Spider-Man movies since then that are arguably better than most of these, especially The Amazing Spider-Man. I'm gonna get to that one soon, but my opinions on The Amazing Spider-Man, y'all ain't ready. So I'm not gonna be meat riding these movies the whole time. I'm definitely gonna be roasting them half the time in a satire way. I still love these movies. I'm just doing this shit for fun, alright? Let's go! Starting off, of course, with Spider-Man. First, we gotta talk about the opening. This came out during a time when it was acceptable to have a 3-minute long opening credits and people wouldn't really care. That would not be the case if it came out today, though. But Sam Raimi just knew exactly how to do some opening credits. I love the rendered models they use for these opening credits, even though they kind of look like the models from the video game.
Help! Please! Someone! I'm going to die!
But the shots of Spider-Man and Green Goblin in the webs with Danny Elfman's score in the background, nice. At the end of it, we hear Tobey Maguire doing a narration.
If somebody told you I was just your average, ordinary guy, not a care in the world, somebody lied.
Which isn't too weird because we all know Spider-Man is always self-narrating. Whether it be in the movies,
Peter Parker.
TV shows,
Why am I talking to myself?
or comics, every version of Spider-Man has done a self-narration. This dude just loves to talk to himself. Just like me. So after that narration, we did some introductions to some of our characters. Like Mary Jane Watson, and Flash Thompson, and this random dude just smacking on a, what is that, a jelly roll? But then we get introduced to the man, the myth, the legend.
That's me.
That's crazy, bro. Our first introduction to Peter Parker, and he's trying to chase down a school bus with everyone laughing at him. Even the bus driver's laughing at him. Absolutely diabolical. But you know, Mary Jane does help him out. The bus driver stops, let him on. Pretty much the first and only considerate thing that MJ does throughout this whole trilogy. But I'm gonna get onto it in a little bit, just wait. But yeah, just this whole scene immediately establishes the fact Peter Parker, he's a nerd! So nerdy that not even other nerds want to sit next to him.
Don't even think about it.
Crazy. Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker is just as perfect as it comes. I think he looks exactly like what you'd think as a kid who gets picked on in this movie looks like. While at the same time, he's just so cartoonishly nerdy, and I love it. And it's also the combination of Tobey Maguire's baby man face that makes his different facial expressions throughout the trilogy so damn good, but so damn laughable, to where it would spawn billions and billions of memes out of him. Even if you haven't seen any of these movies, but you're still the type to go online, you've 100% seen at least one of these memes. Don't lie. Anyway, we're then introduced to our other main characters, Norman Osborn and his son, aka Peter's best friend, Harry Osborn, who introduces Peter to his father.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
They go on a field trip to a lab where they breed genetically designed super spiders. I guess that's the actual scientific term for them.
Combining the genetic information from all 3 spiders into these 15 genetically designed super spiders.
What's next? Are you gonna say that the spider sense is the actual scientific term for spider reflexes?
A spider sense.
What, we some kind of Suicide Squad?
But it's a comic book movie, so I'm gonna let it slide.
Hey, look at that.
Some spiders change colors to blend into their environment. It's a defense mechanism.
Is that a Miles Morales reference?
Sir, don't take another step or we will use force. What?
Harry then tells Peter to go hit on MJ, and he's all like, nah, bruh, you go talk to her. And Harry's just like, alright. So he goes up to her, MJ's all like, ugh, they're so gross. And Harry's like, yeah, no, I fucking hate spiders. And she's like, I love them.
You know, spiders can change their color to blend into their environment.
Oh, you fucking
Yeah, it's
LARPing
a
little
defense.
bitch.
15 genetically designed super spiders.
There's 14.
I beg your pardon?
One's missing.
No. As soon as someone brings that up, if there were supposed to be 15 spiders and one of them escaped, I'm out. Peter does try hitting on MJ by asking if he can take her picture for the school paper, when we all know what it's really for. While taking some good pictures of her bozoingas, the spider spins down and touches his fingers, which, how do you not feel that? Anytime my leg hair moves, I'm always tweeting out because I think there's a bug on me. So anyway, the spider bites him in a close-up that I'm sure scared the piss out of Yonder me. So does that make him into a genetically designed super Spider-Man? I'm sure that's the more scientifically accurate name for him, right? We cut to Oscorp where Norman is showing the military his new glider and flight suit with the Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? But the military is more interested in their human enhancing experiments. I guess they're looking for genetically designed super soldiers.
I want to see the progress report on human performance enhancers.
We tried vapor inhalation with rodent subjects. They showed an 800% increase in strength.
What were the side effects?
Violence, aggression, and insanity.
Wait, they were using this shit on rodents? Bro, I want to see what a goblin mouse looks like. Would it be like Pinky in the Brain?
Miserable, poisonous sack of disease.
They tell Norman if they don't have a successful human trial, then they'll cut their funding and give it to another company.
Successful human trial by that date. I'm going to pull your funding.
We cut back to Peter coming home to his Aunt May and Uncle Ben feeling the effects from the spider bite. He goes up to his room where, god damn, this dude is skinny. Like Steve Rogers skinny. But while Peter's going through his own transformation, Norman decides to use himself as the human trial.
40,000 years of evolution and we barely even tapped the vastness of human potential.
Well, now someone's gotta clean that up, you dick. After smelling all his farts from the lighthouse, my dude starts spitting out. And I guess that's enough to make him go crazy because he kills his assistant. Like, damn, bro, we shouldn't help you out, bro. What the fuck?
Back to formula.
Meanwhile, Peter goes through spider puberty as he wakes up with big muscles and probably something else big too.
Change? Yeah. Big change.
Must have been part of those genetic designs and those super spiders. Okay, I need to stop that. So on his way to school, Peter misses the bus again. Okay, seriously, even by New Yorker standards, this is just cruel. But while chasing the bus, he starts discovering his superpowers. He also discovers that Mary Jane can't even have her lunch without getting rescued.
Wow, great reflexes.
Peter's spider puberty starts getting weirder though. Like he can't talk to girls, white stuff is coming out of him, his hands are always sticky and sweaty. Wait, now I'm just describing normal puberty. He ends up accidentally throwing a lunch tray at Flash, causing a fight between them and triggers his damn, what are they called again?
A spider sense.
Oh yeah, spider sense. Right, forgot, that's the actual scientific term for it. So yeah, like I said, it breaks out a fight between Peter and Flash and, you know what? I don't think I can describe this scene. Let me have a professional describe this scene. Hey yo, Andy, take it away.
What's up guys, it's your boy Andy. Reed hit me up, asked me to review this little scene, And you know I couldn't say no, one of my personal favorites. Let's hop straight into it. Peter sits down ready to get some grub, but he realizes this fork's sticking to his hand. Low-key kinda weird. Then this motherfucker's like, yo, what the hell? Starts coming from his hand, blowing his load all over the damn place. Genuinely, we cut to these random people. Launch that bitch. I don't know why he did that. I genuinely don't know why he did that. Like, there's no reason to pull it as hard as you fucking could. Flash is looking around like, who the fuck did this? He sees Peter. Cut to these random people again. Peter's walking out. Trey is dragging behind him. He don't care. He's gone. And, you know, I never realized this. You know, he's walking with a spider web attached to this tray from his wrist. And Spider-Man shows up not 2 weeks later swinging from webs. And no one in the cafeteria thinks anything of it? Sure, bud. Whatever. He walks out. Trey's tweaking. No one cares. He's walking. He's like, yo, what the fuck is happening? Maybe it's just puberty. Flash walks up. Yo, Parker. But it doesn't matter. What Flash is about to say don't matter because Peter activates his Quicksilver time slow abilities on some and this motherfucker Flash, watch this. He throws this punch so hard, he dents the fucking locker. If that had hit Peter, it would have fucking killed him. That's like attempted murder and vandalism. MJ rolls up talking on some bullshit, being a bitch as always. Whining on some stupid shit. Peter's like, yo, you don't want this, bro. You don't want the smoke. Flash is like, I want the smoke. Weave. 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 And look at this motherfucker Peter, bro. Flash throws the same punch 3 times. Left jab 3 times in a row. Same punch. Doesn't put any variation for some dumbass reason. Peter dodges all 3. He's like, man, who the fuck you think you are? Watch this. Weave. Sup, MJ? How's it going? Harry's like, yo, this shit's low-key crazy. MJ's got no faith in him. Weave. And now, Flash and his little goonie are like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Parker ain't ever done this shit before. What am I supposed to do? Little goonie's scared. Weave on some Vegito type shit.
Whoa, wait, hold up. Sorry to interrupt you, Andy, but doesn't this scene look familiar to anybody else? I don't know, maybe it's just me. My bad, Andy. Go ahead.
Starts breaking this motherfucker's hand, Goku Frieza style. Launches this motherfucker 30 yards. Probably wasn't 30 yards, but you know, about. Launch him a good distance. He's feeling pretty good about himself. First time he ever stood up. First time he ever stood up for himself. He's feeling good. You know, Harry's like, hey, nice, man. But you know, MJ's looking at him like he's fucking crazy. She's being a bitch on some, Peter, why'd you do that? Like, ain't nobody fucking care what you think, MJ. Stupid hoe.
Peter runs away from school and discovers more of his powers by climbing up the walls and jumping off roofs. And man, these effects. I know these came out back when CGI wasn't very mainstream, but come on, bruh. Just add up Super Mario sounds and we'll call it even. And of course, he tries spinning a web.
Go web! Fly! Up and away, web! Shazam! Go! Go! Go, web, go!
Alright, hear me out for a minute. I know a lot of people who have their own opinions about the organic webs, and it might be just because the actual web shooters were so iconic a part of Spider-Man's character, and we're probably so used to them by now. But me personally, I like the organic webs. Low-key, I'll probably always prefer the web shooters more than the organic webs, but I do think they make more sense. Think about it. If the spider that bit Peter gave him all the abilities of a spider, like sticky hands, spider strength, spider senses, it would make more sense for him to produce his own webs instead of making his own web shooters. So Peter tries swinging on the web and goes a good distance right before crashing into a billboard and makes a blood on a windshield joke. Before coming home that night to find out that Uncle Ben already painted the kitchen without him. After Peter explicitly told his uncle not to start without him.
Sure thing, Uncle Ben. Don't start without me.
What a dick. I hope he gets shot for that. Peter overhears MJ's family arguing, and he just so happens to be taking out the trash at that exact same time. Okay, bud, we know what you're trying to do.
listening to that?
No. Well, I heard, but I was just taking out the trash.
Boy, if you don't get. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we're treated with the most awkward romance scene of all time. Like, Sam Raimi knows how to make these movies awesome, but how do I say this nice? It feels more like first graders in a school play.
You know, you're taller than you look.
I hunch.
Don't.
It's like, it doesn't matter what you write, just as long as you put nice music in the background. But you know, Peter being the good guy that he is, tries to comfort MJ, and you'd think that maybe she'll finally give him a chance. And it was working too, you can tell by her face, she was falling in love.
Hey, MJ, come take a ride, my new birthday present.
Or not. So while trying to find a way to get some money for a nice car to impress MJ, Peter gets to work on designing some suit ideas, before settling on the one we all know and love. He even does some practicing with his webs, and not those kind of webs. Cut back to Norman, where he's hearing voices in his head? So on his way to try to get his money, Uncle Ben offers to drop Peter off, saying he's going to study at the library. And we all know this next scene.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
But of course, Peter blows him off, something he's gonna regret later. But honestly, I feel like we should have seen more of a reason for this argument, as Peter just snaps at Uncle Ben out of fucking nowhere. It's not like there was a falling out between them, he just acts like an asshole just for the sake of acting like an asshole. Maybe it was because he painted the kitchen without him, who knows?
Hey, Michelangelo, don't forget we're painting the kitchen right after school, got it?
Sure thing, Uncle Ben. Don't start without me.
And don't start up with me.
He goes to a wrestling match with Macho Man Randy Savage, or in this movie he's known as. As he applies to fight, and wait, I thought Octavius was in the next movie. So Ash Williams asked him what his name is, and he says,
The Human Spider.
The human spider, that's it? That's the best you got?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
The Amazing Spider-Man!
Thank God he came up with the name for him, because that name sucks almost as much as the suit. Cause sweet baby Jesus, what is that?
Bonesaw's gonna eat you up and spit you out, little man. I hope you brought your mommy with you.
He steps into the ring as the cage doors lower and the crowd is getting hyped, especially this one dude, literally.
Hey, Freak Show! You're going nowhere! I got you for 3 minutes! 3 minutes of playtime!
Rest in peace, Randy Savage. You were awesome, man. So the fight starts. Bonesaw rushes at Peter, but then he jumps out of the way just in time.
What are you doing up there?
Staying away from you. That's a cute outfit. Did your husband give it to you?
I'm not gonna lie, this wrestling match is probably one of my favorite action scenes in the whole movie, which is saying a lot, but trust me, we'll get there. But then he starts fighting dirty because I hand him a chair and starts throwing him around. But, you know, that barely even phases him. After kicking the shit out of Bonesaw, the human spider wins the match. Or, wait, no, I mean... Yeah, bro, he won the match in just 2 minutes, which is awesome, right? Because that means he's probably gonna get even more money, right? Oh, god damn it.
It said $3 grand for 3 minutes, and you pinned him in 2. For that, I give you 100, and you're lucky to get that.
Man, even by New Yorker standards, that's some bullshit, and you know it. So anyway, he walks out, but then a mugger comes in, robs the guy, and Peter lets him get away.
He's got my money!
Thanks.
What the hell's the matter with you? You let him go!
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Peter later finds out that someone shot his uncle right before stealing his car.
Uncle Ben?
Just know, this is karma for painting the kitchen without me. Hey, Peter. Go again! Peter decides to hunt down the man who killed his uncle in a fit of rage. Okay, what did he say earlier? I wasn't listening. With great power comes great vengeance. Lots of vengeance. Yeah, great advice, Uncle Ben. So yeah, the effects here are pretty hit and miss. While sometimes they look okay, at other times they look like the 90s animated series. He catches up with the car thief, making him crash, and ends up cornering him in a warehouse. Sorry, not corner him, I mean beat the ever-loving shit out of him. He finds out that the guy who killed his uncle is the same mugger that he let get away. He realizes that he's responsible for Ben's death as the mugger puts a gun up to his head. And then he slips and falls and dies. He later comes home to Aunt May and tells her what happened. Oh no, he painted the kitchen without you, didn't he? He did, Aunt May. He did. We cut to Oscorp's business rival who are showing the military their new flight suit until the Green Goblin shows up and blows up their experiment, kills the general. Smooth transition to everybody graduating, as Norman appears to be more proud of Peter than he is his own son. That's sad. But Harry notices MJ breaking up with Flash on graduation day, which is crazy. Are you starting to see why she's a bitch yet? But you know, that doesn't really matter to Harry because now he has a shot with her. Random cut to Peter crying. Trust me, you'll get used to that. As he tells Aunt May he misses Uncle Ben. Get used to that too. Peter thinks about what his uncle told him as he decides to use his powers to help others. With low-key a pretty weak entrance, not even gonna lie. The entrance of him walking in awkwardly and barely shows his mask. They had a whole ass teaser that was supposed to start this montage off ready to go, but it was cut due to unfortunate events. Still though, this entrance is really weak for me. Superman flies, Batman shows his wings, Spider-Man looks at you like you just bought the last minute riddle. You know who doesn't have a weak entrance though?
He's a criminal, that's who he is.
The best side character in the entire trilogy, J. Jonah Jameson. J.J. Simmons was perfectly cast for the role, looking like he jumped straight out of the comics. Despite him having really no reason to hate Spider-Man here, he does it so well that I don't think anybody really cares.
Put an ad on the front page. Cash money for a picture of Spider-Man. He doesn't want to be famous, and I'll make him infamous.
Peter bumps into MJ where he finds out that she's going out with Harry, which Harry never brought up despite them living together. But honestly, him dealing with MJ is probably the worst decision he'll ever make because she does not care about him at all, and you'll see later. Peter finds out that he can get a job taking pictures of Spider-Man, so he sets up cameras while taking down bad guys.
Cheese!
So you're Spider-Man. We cut to Norman in a board meeting where now that the rival is out of the picture, Oscorp is more successful than ever. So of course they fire him.
What? But you can't do this to me.
You know how much I sacrificed?
You're out, Norman.
He gets his revenge as the Goblin by crashing the World Unity Festival and kills the board members. And it's just as goofy as I remember.
Hello, my dear.
This action scene, after not seeing it in a while, is one of the craziest things I've ever seen in a comic book movie. With the weird effects, the over-the-top acting, you can't tell me this isn't like a Power Rangers fight scene. In a good way. Everything in it is completely insane. Like, look at this kid. Did he get high before coming on the set? What kind of face is that? Why doesn't the mom just grab him? He's right there. So anyway, Spider-Man saves him, and then we get our first fight between the Green Goblin and Spider-Man.
Impressive!
Talking without your lips moving? That is dead. Did we even get a shot of Spider-Man getting up and running away? It just cuts to him running with the Goblin chasing him. Good lord, these effects. Did my guy just skeet in his face?
We'll meet again, Spider-Man!
Did he just hit him with the until we meet again? Yeah. So yeah, just to sum it up, this whole action scene is completely crazy, but because of that, it's kind of amazing. I was smiling the whole time I was watching this. It's insane, but it's really, really fun to watch. Except for MJ screaming the whole time. Oh my god, just shut up. Bro, just let it fall. Just let it go splat, bro. Please. But of course, he saves her and swings off while holding onto a Spider-Man mannequin. Okay, seriously, was it really that hard just to hold her in front of a green screen?
Don't mind us, she just needs to use the elevator.
Wait! Who are you?
I'm Batman.
MJ starts realizing she's in love with Spider-Man while Norman starts to realize he has a split personality. That or he's just having another schizophrenic episode. And damn it, this is just some good acting from Willem Dafoe. I'm not even gonna lie.
What do you want?
To say what you won't. To do what you can't. To remove those in your way.
It's too bad all that is blocked by a mask. The Goblin comes busting into the Daily Bugle looking for Spider-Man's photographer.
Who's the photographer who takes the pictures of Spider-Man? I don't know who he is. His stuff comes in the mail. You're lying! I swear.
Jameson was willing to risk his life to protect Peter, bro. You see why he's awesome? Yeah, he's an asshole, but he's not a monster. Spider-Man appears, but the Goblin uses sleeping gas on him? He paralyzes Spider-Man and gives him a chance to join him in being crazy. Yeah, I guess what he's saying is that where there's superheroes, there's always supervillains, and why not there be two supervillains running the city? So yeah, he gives them the option to join him or be mortal enemies for the rest of their lives until they die. So after that, we get, another scene with Peter and MJ just talking. That's another thing with MJ. She's been interested in like 3 guys throughout this whole movie. Flash, Peter, and Spider-Man. I know those last 2 are the same people, but she doesn't know that yet. And you'll see what I mean in a minute, but after saving her again, this time from a gang of creeps, she asks him if she can say thank you this time. Okay. We not talking about MJ. Cause nobody realizes how messed up this kiss actually is. Cause 1, she doesn't know the guy, so she doesn't know it's Peter. 2, she's cheating on Harry. And 3, she doesn't know him. And it's just to say thank you for saving your life once? And the worst part is that she was still flirting with Peter like she was earlier. So it seemed like she was gonna cheat regardless. Peter asked her how her and Harry are doing, and she's like, why so interested? And the even worse part is that she's not even a bit remorseful about it. She's all happy, jumping up and down and shit. Like, bro, we don't see her reflecting on her actions at all whatsoever. If anything, she's open about how much she loves Spider-Man. So anyway, we then cut to Spider-Man saving a baby from a burning building as he and the Goblin meet once again.
What about my generous proposal? Are you in or are you out?
It's you who's out, Gobby. Out of your mind.
So he and the Goblin fight again, but this time in slow motion. Until he gets a cut on his arm and makes his escape. Just in time for turkey. Which, you know what, this really should be someone's annual Thanksgiving movie. Until Norman sees the cut on Peter's arm, puts 2 and 2 together, and he dips. Not without giving Harry some facts about MJ though.
You think a woman like that sniffing around because she likes your personality? A word to the not-so-wise about your little girlfriend. Do what you need to with her, then broom her fast.
That's the first thing you said that wasn't batshit crazy.
Later, we see Norman talking to the Goblin mask. I guess it's supposed to be like a visual representation of the voice in his head, like the mirror scene from earlier. So basically, the Goblin tells him that in order to hurt Spider-Man, he has to hurt the people close to him. And I guess who else to start but Aunt May? And he fucking blows up her bedroom while she's praying too. Like, god damn, dude, there's no need for all that.
Finish it! Finish it!
I feel like that's how everyone should wrap things up.
Finish it! Have it your way. Finish it!
She's sent to the hospital, and you know what that means, right? Yes, it's another scene with Peter and MJ stay perfectly still in one spot talking again. I'm so excited. I'll skip most of this boring ass conversation up until the part when Harry walks in on Peter risen up MJ, and he goes to tell his daddy. Norman comforts his son right before this weak ass jump scare. As Aunt May seems to be getting better.
You do too much. College, a job, all this time with me. You're not Superman, you know.
Let's not mix universes here, guys. We already had a Superman and Shazam reference. Now we're cutting it a little too close. Aunt May mentions how everyone else knows about how Peter feels about MJ, which gets him thinking that he should give her a call.
Hello?
Can Spider-Man come out to play? Where is she?
Oh fuck, now shit's about to get real. The Green Goblin kidnapped Mary Jane and took her to the Queensboro Bridge. I've been to New York, so I know what that is. As well as a car full of kids. And then the Goblin starts singing nursery rhymes.
Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout.
And you can tell they were saving the real good effects for the end.
Cause you never know when some lunatic will come along with a sadistic choice.
The Goblin forces Spider-Man to choose between saving MJ or the kids. And you already know what I'm gonna say. Just save the kids, bro! They have their whole lives ahead of them. MJ has nowhere to go from here. If she dies,
it's God's will.
But of course, he manages to save both of them. And you know what? I'm finna sound like a dumbass angry nerd for a minute, but I don't care. I gotta mention this. Anyone who knows the comics knows this is usually the setup of when Green Goblin kills Gwen Stacy on the Brooklyn Bridge. One of the most shocking deaths in comic history. If you weren't going to kill the love interest, in this case being MJ, then why have this setup at all? Oh yeah, didn't this movie come out after 9/11? Is it corny? Yeah, but I liked it when the civilians come and help the hero. Spider-Man saves them though right before getting snatched up by the Goblin and taken to an abandoned building for the final battle. And fuck it, I'ma say it, this is my favorite scene in the whole movie. It might be because there's not a lot of CGI in it, but it just feels more real and grounded. But Peter just gets the worst of it here. He gets tossed into some random abandoned building, gets a pumpkin bomb to the fucking face, then proceeds to get his shit rocked by the Goblin. It isn't until the Goblin starts talking some bullshit about killing MJ, and that's what makes Peter locked the fuck in. He throws the Goblin back like 30 yards, gets swept off by his feet, and drops a whole ass wall on top of him. And then, you know, he's gotta get his dip back. Norman finally reveals himself to Peter,
Mr. Osborn,
and distracts him long enough to try to kill him with his glider, which backfires in a terrible way.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Oh.
Every time I watch that scene, my balls ache.
Peter, don't tell Harry.
Well, you did try to kill me, my aunt, my crush, and probably a whole lot more people. You know what? Fuck you. I'm telling Harry. Peter returns Norman's body back home where Harry catches him. It's not what it looks like. We cut to a funeral where you'll get used to that too, trust me.
I'm so sorry, Harry.
I swear on my father's grave, Spider-Man will pay.
You know, I heard somewhere that the Punisher's actually behind all this. Well, here we are at our best friend's dad's funeral. Wanna go out?
There's something I've been wanting to tell you. When I was up there was only one person who I was thinking of.
Oh, you mean the person you stood still and talked 5 times, having the most boring conversations with? I guess that's love. True love.
I love you so much, Peter.
But in order to keep her safe, Peter has to friend zone her.
I will always be your friend.
Only your friend?
That's all I have to give.
And Peter ends the movie with one last narration.
With great power comes great responsibility. Who am I? I'm Spider-Man.
And one final swing around the city. Oh man. And there you go, that was Spider-Man 1. It's definitely as goofy as I remember, but that's also why it's so memorable. Its cons are also its pros. If you don't take it that seriously and just embrace the campy goofiness, it's an extremely fun watch. With nice pacing, a great origin story for both the hero and villain, and the overall style it was going for, making it look like an actual comic book. While with meh CGFX and terrible love interests, trust me, she only gets worse from here. It takes liberties, but unlike other comic book movies with liberties at the time, this one was the most faithful to the source material. And it was one of the movies that made a big impact on the superhero subgenre. And the best part is, this isn't even the peak of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Stay tuned. But now I'm leaving it to you guys. Tell me what y'all think about the first Spider-Man movie. Do you love it? Do you hate it? I'd love to read all y'all's opinions, and I did not mean for this video to be this long. Mostly because I didn't properly prepare myself for this video. I started recording this on Tuesday. It's Sunday now. And it was kind of last minute too because Brand New Day comes out in less than 2 weeks, so I'm gonna go actually properly get ready for the next one. Unless this video gets taken down for copyright. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, and if you want to see me review Spider-Man 2 or other movies, make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and turn notifications on so you'll be updated whenever I make another video. Whether it be another movie review or one of my voice acting videos. I do voice acting too, by the way. But I've been Blue Typhoon. Catch you later.